against the undefeated Chiefs. New England is 3-2, and they've scored 38 points in back-to-back home wins. On the other side, Patrick Mahomes leads the league with 14 touchdown passes for the Chiefs, and they're coming off a dominating win over Jacksonville. We are joined by Super Bowl champ, former Patriot, Bryan Cox. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Big game Sunday. What do you expect?
I expect a high-scoring game. Whoever has the ball last has an opportunity to win, but I think the Kansas City Chiefs come away with the victory.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, I don't like either of the defenses. I agree with you. I think it's going to be high scoring, but I don't believe that Tom Brady will make the mistakes that Blake Bortles did. I also believe that once they get inside the red zone, Blake Bortles turned the ball over, Tom Brady's going to get touchdowns. And so the question is, we've seen him go head-to-head for a little while with Ben, and they outgunned the Steelers. But can he go full quarters in New England, head-to-head with Tom Brady? Because in order to beat them, they've only been, since Tom Brady's been the starter of 2005, they've only been home. They've only been a home dog, 4 times. So people are, man, I'm surprised that New England's favorite over Kansas City. They're the number 2 power ranking behind the Rams. I'm not, because as long as Tom Brady's there, as long as Coach Belichick's there, they're probably going to be favored at home, because we know what that represents. Now, Skip is probably a little shocked that the spread is not bigger. They just don't like giving away their money. So they going to keep that thing low. They want to try to get some money as opposed to give their money away. But, Skip, this is going to be I'm anxious to see Mahomes as we go along. You said they're on a magic carpet ride. I don't know if he's 14-2 good, especially in his second year of starting. But the Patriots are a different animal at home. And now that they have all their pieces offensively, they'll slowly integrate Josh Gordon. With Gordon on the outside, now that's going to lessen the double teams on Gronk. You can't double team Edelman. Hogan goes back to his third, maybe not even fourth, as Gordon comes along. Skip, they're a different animal on the offensive side of football.
They sure are. So, as much as I love Bryan Cox's opinions, last time he was on here, he was way up on the Green Bay Packers and
I still am.
And not high on the New England Patriots. And you continue to dig in on that because you think Kansas City's going to win at New England. I saw a Patriot team last Thursday night. I saw liftoff. I saw Josh Gordon emerge as the next Randy Moss. I'm not saying he's Randy Moss, but he'll be as close to Randy Moss as Tom Brady has had since Randy Moss. And Tom was confident enough to throw him a jump ball in the end zone, and that was his 500th touchdown pass, and it was the worst. And those 2 kids back there, third-year guys, both undrafted. One guy you said just got signed. But again, one or both of them should have caught the ball at the same time, and Josh Gordon did catch the ball. So all of a sudden, Tom's showing you he's starting to trust that kid, Josh Gordon. And again, he hadn't played much football since 2013, but he has Hall of Fame capability. I'm not saying he's going to be in the Hall of Fame, but he's got that kind of ability at 6'3", 225. They got Edelman back, and obviously nobody is trusted like Julian Edelman is in Tom Brady's eyes. And then they get Trey Flowers back. He's their best rusher. And they got Patrick Chung back as the quarterback of the secondary. And all of a sudden it started to look like, liftoff.
I don't know about that. Indianapolis offense did a really good job in the passing game against New England's secondary. Now, I would agree that they're getting Trey Flowers back and some pass rush help. But to me, I want to take this a little different spot. Kansas City beat New England up last year's season opener in Foxborough. This matchup is really good. Andy Reid, and I'm going to give Eric Bieniemy some love because for 2 years everybody talked about Peterson, got him a head coaching job, talked about Nagy. I have not heard anybody talk about Bieniemy. Now, the difference is Andy Reid's giving Bieniemy a little help because he's taking over the quarterback position and helping with Mahomes because that's not Bieniemy's specialty. But this offense and this combo with these 2 guys, with Andy Reid bringing Eric Bieniemy along, they've done things a little differently than has been done before. Now, I would agree that the defense in Kansas City is a bend but don't break style defense. They're going to give up a lot of yards, but Bob Sutton is a really good coach. He coached me in New York. And when I left New York, he went with Rex Ryan, and Rex Ryan got on that train. And so they run that same kind of style defense. He's not as aggressive as Rex, but he'll get that defense correct. I just think that Kansas City, I didn't give them any love in the preseason, didn't talk about them, but their offense, man, is if you were starting a franchise, you say, I want that offense.
But the thing what concerns me is that when they beat them up last year, just in Houston, they beat Tom Brady up.
I remember that was the best job I've seen one man do on Gronkowski.
Yes, and so Houston was able to, because I think they sacked Tom Brady like 4 or 5 times in that ball game. And that's what you have to do. You have to get him off his spots. If you do not pressure Tom Brady, you do not get him off them spots, you can't beat him because he'll pick you apart. And like he was doing, he was like telling Edelman, go run the Hogan, run the back line. Then he pointed to Josh Gordon. They run up in the stand, get some nachos, come back, and then I'm going to throw it to you.
But it was still against the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, yeah. We know what they represent offensively, but I'm still concerned about Kansas City's defense because they gave up 5 bills plus to Blake Bortles.
They did.
That is Blake Bortles now.
It is.
They also picked him off 4 times and forced a fumble.
Yeah.
And one of those interceptions was pick sixed.
And one of them he threw so low, he hit his guard in the helmet. He hit his guard in the helmet, and the ball pops up in there and it get picked off in the end zone. But Skip, you know this. At home, they know. Coach Belichick, they struggled the last couple of years in September. 2-2, you know, they do things like that. And everybody, man, the Patriots about to fall apart. They're not falling apart.
They're not falling apart. So you brought up Bob Sutton, and I have nothing but great respect for him because he's got some Belichick in him. He is a savant on getting a defense, like bringing it to a boil. Right. But they have allowed by far the most yards in the National Football League. So they bend and bend and bend, and a lot of times they break.
That's secondary.
So far, they've just been breaking.
They have.
But can he figure out ways to at least keep it close, to keep it to a low roar? I don't know.
I think he will. I think he'll surprise you guys. This defense last week kind of, although they gave up a lot of yards because they had a lead to Blake Bortles, I don't think they played as poorly as people will say. They didn't give up points. And I think, to me, the bottom line is when you don't give up points, who cares about the yardage?
But here's the thing. You think Tom Brady will make those same mistakes that Blake Bortles made?
He threw 2 interceptions against Indianapolis.
He did.
Was that his fault? You told me there was Hogan's fault and there was Gronk's fault. That's what you told me.
Well, that's what I saw. Were they not? No, again, and Brady on his radio show was not a happy camper. He said we should have hung 52 on him.
And had they not had those 2 turnovers, they would have got 52.
Yeah.
Because that's 14 points they basically took off the board because Indy wasn't stopping them.
So I told you earlier, and I'm going to say it again. This might be the classic Belichick game where he goes to Brady and says, he probably didn't even go to him. He just does it. They're going to hand the ball to Sony Michel 30 times. They just might. They might hand it to Devlin a few times and just hammer the ball and try to keep that kid in the hanger on the sideline.
Well, he might have not gone to Brady, but he probably gone to Josh McDaniels and say this is a game that we probably need to run the ball.
Yeah, like a whole lot.
Yeah.
So win time of possession, win game. I don't think it'll be that high scoring.
It's going to be. It's going to be.
Both teams will be in the 30s.
Both teams' defenses are not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're putting the spotlight on Kansas City's,
but the Patriots' defense has to be better than Kansas City's.
Not by much.
Yeah. Wow, you're down on those Patriots.
I am. And it's just a different feel to this team. I know they've been able to score some points in Josh Gordon, but that should have been an interception. Grunt was, I know he's coming off the injury, but he was almost invisible in last week's game. And then Edelman dropped the uncharacteristic ball open on the sideline. They're not the same. And Tom Brady's deep ball doesn't look the same.
Really?
It doesn't look like the fastball it used to be.
I told Skip last week, I said, he was off a little bit, Skip. You say, nah. I said,
so are we suggesting from across the table that he's showing his age?
He won't play to 45.
He will play to 45.
He will not.
I'm on record.
Well, we're going to discuss that topic tomorrow.
I believe in pliability.
You know what? You believe in rule changes. That's the one thing to help pliability doesn't be caught.
That's right. The rules.
I can't hit you side your head.
45. He looks better than ever to me. I don't know. What do I know?
Stop.
Watch, he'll put on a show Sunday.
Yeah, Mahomes will too. Both of them put on shows.
Brian, thank you for being here. All right, and if you want to bring up Brady, you're welcome back anytime. Will LeBron win the scoring title in his first season in L.A.? How about that? We'll discuss next.